Hi, I'm Steve.
I'm Liz, and everyone's got a story. Ours is one of heartbreak and disappointment, love and hope, and a promise from God to His people. We grew up in Christian homes, our parents teaching us about Jesus. We both went to a small Christian university, and there we met, shared our lives, our dreams for the future, and fell in love. We always felt like God had big plans for us, but tucked those away as notions. Besides, God has big plans for everyone, right?
We recently celebrated our 5th wedding anniversary. We always used to say that we would start with plants first, and if those lived, we'd move on to a dog, and if it lived, then we would think about children. 2.5 years ago, we decided to skip the dog and move straight to the children. It's an exciting time to start a family, but we soon realized ours would be a different journey.
At first, it was months of anticipation and reassurance, then concern, then fear, then jealousy and defeat. Nights were spent praying and crying and questioning. There are many lonely places, but there is none quite like watching your family and friends start families of their own, all the while praying to see the second pink line, but it never comes.
It's kind of like Christmas morning, where everyone gets an incredible gift, but you are left to ask all the questions that shouldn't be asked. It's a difficult place to be in, and so few really understand it.
You can read the stories of Hannah and Sarah and Elizabeth, but to live their pre-promised story is the hardest thing I've ever done. It's like a sickness that has no name, but you aren't sick.
The assumption is that there's something wrong with you, that you must have committed some horrible sin, otherwise God would never deprive you of children. What's wrong with you, I would hear.
Have you cleaned all the sin out of your closets? You haven't prayed hard enough or for the right things.
If you try it like this, that's the magic ticket. Everyone has an opinion about your disease and how to fix it, but few are willing to sit and listen.
Almost a year ago, we sat in the Danbury on a Sunday morning, listening to an adoptive parent talk about his experience, amongst other things. We knew what God was saying to us, but ignored it, hoping the other hadn't heard the same thing.
2 months later, it happened again. This time it was much louder and much clearer. Take care of my children. God's plan for us is to care for those that no one wants to care for, to love the unloved, to bring children into our home who would otherwise never know mom or dad or Jesus.
It's a daunting task, from beginning to end, almost 2 years in length, mounds of paperwork and preparation, travel abroad, and emotional and financial adjustments. Sometimes it's overwhelming, but knowing that soon Samuel and Rowan will be a part of our family makes it all worth it.
God has a very big plan for us, one we could never have imagined, but we have learned that God honors obedience and delights in the things that bring Him glory. We believe God is not done using us in the adoption process either. Both here, amongst family and friends, and in Russia, we believe God will use us and our story to do amazing things, to bring hope and love to dark stories, and fulfill promises.
Will I